Good morning, midday, afternoon, evening, or night. Silly, squishy, magic school bus passengers. I'm Monty, and I'd love for you to make my dreams come true. What are my dreams, you may ask? Well, we'll get to that, but first, let's think about what dreams are. Where do they come from? Where do they go? Why do I dream longingly of Cotton Eye Joe? These are all questions we're going to be answering in today's video, in which we're going to discuss the nature of dreams, our current scientific understanding on them, and a few of my wacky, earth-shattering dreams that may give you nightmares. Foremost, I suppose I should clarify that the dreams I'm referring to in this video are the bizarre, sleepy time adventures we go on, not goals or hopes for the future. Psh, what do you think I am? A liberal? With that being said, though, what do we know about dreams? In order to get information on this subject, I asked a European program named Google Scolaire, a world-renowned, almost, doctor, and a world-renowned, almost, holder of a master's in psychology. What Google told me is that scientists believe dreams arise during certain periods of our sleep cycle, most frequently during REM, or rapid eye movement sleep. Moreover, the brainwaves we emit during sleep may correspond with dreaming. Additionally, because sleep helps consolidate and store the experiences we had during our previous day into memories, dreams may be a sort of crossing over between this process and our perceptions. Finally, many of us may not realize that every night we do in fact dream. We just may not always remember our dreams when we wake up. Certain activities can boost this recall rate, like practicing writing the fleeting memories of dreams in journals as soon as we wake up, and trying to cut back on certain activities that may impact our sleep cycle, which can include the use of certain substances. Although, some substances supposedly can increase the vividness of dreams and our ability to recall them, which allegedly include compounds like dream herb or certain foods. I guess I can also briefly mention that it's possible to perform certain practices to have more control over dreams, otherwise known as the art of lucid dreaming. Now, the detailed responses I received from my on-the-field experts regarding dreaming basically boiled down to, we don't really know that much about dreams in science. What could they be hiding? Well, to be fair, from my viewpoint, I will say that dreams fall under the same umbrella that many other faculties of consciousness do, which are, they are very, very difficult to fully explore and study. I mean, we can dive deeper into the philosophy of consciousness some other time, but the issue with studying perception, dreams, and, consciousness as a whole is that they are, as of now at least, somewhat out of reach for traditional scientific techniques. Currently, we can't point to a particular region of the brain and say, that is where consciousness is located. And frankly, we can't even all agree on a definition on what consciousness is, which is something I wrote a very detailed research paper on. My whole point in that paper is that because of the ambiguity of language and the subjectivity of words, plus the sheer limitations that a word has in transmitting an experience from a boxed-in explanation, we can't really ever arrive at a truly perfect defining set of characteristics on consciousness. In other, less complicated wording, there will always be a gap between what is and our explanation of what is. Regardless, while the mechanisms that may cause dreams themselves are still not 100% fully understood, there have been attempts to analyze dreams in order to better understand the secrets of the sub- and unconscious mind. Psychodynamic and psychoanalytical schools of psychology, largely inspired by Sigmund Freud, one of medicine's wildest, most cocaine-loving figures, hope to find some sort of pattern in the formations of dreams and what the subject matter may indicate about an individual's state of mind. Potentially, even information the individual themselves may not be aware of. The idea was that maybe combing through dreams could lead us to realizations of past traumas or could uncover secrets our unconscious minds were trying to communicate to us. Unfortunately, most modern day schools of psychology have somewhat defunct these ideas. So, if you were hoping that dream you had about making out with McDonald's Grimace was actually meaningful, I have some not so great news for you. Another theory, which builds off the idea that dreams are the bleeding over of experiences from our previous day being stored, is that dreams could take the moments from our day and vastly exaggerate them, because what something actually looked like to us versus our internal perceptions and reactions to the world around them can be highly dramatized. For instance, and this is verbatim what my almost master in psychology buddy told me, quote, "Your brain is just trying to comprehend the events from the day. It's like a rewind, but sometimes your brain will think of the event is 10 times crazier than it actually happened. So you got startled when someone knocked on your front door, then that night you get a dream that a dinosaur is trying to eat you while you're naked. Mojito." End quote. Which, what can I say? The future of mental health is in good hands. He also told me one theory is that dreams don't have any meaning, they're just a natural phenomenon with no explanation, and God is dead. This will be the therapist that will one day be speaking to your broken child. Oh, and if you're still wondering, my obnoxiously smart, almost doctor, medical expert, almost person, friend, said scientists don't really have a whole lot of information about dreams. They don't really fully understand them. And then proceeded to fly across the country while sending vague death threats to our father. True story. It's okay though, because I responded with equally vague threats about a beautiful man I know who lives near where she'll be staying, being on the hunt for blood.
Here's Johnny!
So yay, anyways, back to dreams. I personally don't think dreams should be looked too greatly into because there's no way to objectively analyze them or quantify them. If you can draw meaning from them, rad, but everyone perceives things differently. So I don't think that's going to be a very fruitful path for psychological analysis. The way I see it, all life is about experience and growth. There isn't necessarily a straightforward meaning to anything. It's all just a beautiful, complex path to take that allows viewership to the incredible universe we're a part of. And I think dreams are an opportunity for us to explore uncharted territories that are typically unreachable to normal, sober perceptions. I think things like certain genetic abnormalities and even psychoactive drugs also can facilitate new frontiers for beings to explore. To me, dreams let us all experience things that we normally never could without deeply changing or possibly disrupting our day-to-day routines when awake. Now, with all that being said, I'd like to take some time to tell you about a few dreams I've had. Now, to preface, I want you all to know that about every night, more or less, I experience a series of incredibly vivid, weird dreams that I have a pretty good waking recollection of. I love telling my friends about some of these dreams and seeing the fascinated or horrified expression on their faces as they wonder, what the hell is wrong with my mind? I'm going to talk about some incredibly psychedelic, mind-bending dreams, few just weird, unexplainable dreams, and honestly, the three I'm about to share fall under both categories. They're bizarre, make what you will of them, but let's start with dream number one. I'm in a classroom, and this is by far my favorite class because I have so many close friends in it. Some of my classmates include friends from elementary and middle school, high school, even college. Plus, my favorite teacher ever is the one who's doing our lectures, and it's wonderful. It's one of those surreal, amazing types of days that feel unbelievable because of how everything seems to fall into place. We're joking and laughing, everything feels right. But suddenly, the news turns on, displayed on a large projector at the front of the classroom. The world falls silent as the report's laid out, a direness that completely contradicts the jovial moments that just preceded it. A nuclear missile is rapidly approaching us, with a trajectory that's set to land directly on our town. It's a missile so powerful and destructive that there's no hope of survival. And the news about its impending strike indicates we only have a few minutes before we're all eradicated. There's a brief moment of silence, disbelief. There's no time to process what we've heard. All we can think to do is gather at the center of the classroom and all grab hands, lock fingers, and go out together. I squeeze my eyes shut, tightly, and I await my death. My only will is to keep my eyes closed, no matter what, as to not to see the destruction, even for a brief instant, unfold before me. I can't even hear the blast. The explosion takes place so quickly, all I can experience is an indescribable sensation of every molecule in my body rapidly dispersing across the universe with an unmeasurable velocity. I keep my eyes closed, despite the fact it's impossible to have any eyes left. After maybe half a minute, there's this peace, quiet, stillness. Finally, I allow myself to attempt to open my eyes. I'm alone in a dark, cave-like structure with a floor of sand and walls of stone. As I approach the dimly lit wall just before me and reach to touch it, the only thought in my head is, did I die? As my hand presses against the stone wall, suddenly it lights up into a complex mural showing a beautiful park full of trees, people, and animals. And I see water flowing, lions next to human beings, a world of love, peace, and tolerance. Everyone and everything shares the same smile, the smile of the Buddha. We are all one. Best explained in a famous Bill Hicks quote, we are all one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. There's no such thing as death. Life is merely a dream, and we are the imagination of ourselves. I'm jolted out of this vision as my phone loudly rings, displacing me into a very contorted version of my bedroom. It's a FaceTime call from a mutual friend that I haven't talked to since high school. As I groggily slide my finger across the screen to answer the call, I wake up in my bed, in my room, to a quiet, sunny day. And I've just experienced death, the afterlife, and a vision of what's to follow, peace and love. Now, my next dream that I'm going to share took place the day before yesterday, when I came home from work with a pounding headache and immediately lay down on the couch in my living room feeling like a good old-fashioned couch nap was the only thing that could heal me. It's something, and I really hope dream analysis isn't real because of dreams like what I'm about to talk about. Also, side note, there's no way in hell I'm going to put video footage for most of this. I'll draw a little bit, maybe, and put a still image of the setting for the first part because it's bizarre, and I am not subjecting either of us to watching a representation of it. Here's another dream I had. I look around and I'm in a desolate, abandoned house. Its condition is damning, looking as if it's been dirty and unused for years at the very least. Dirty dishes are stacked in the sink, and the layout appears similar to the house that the main family in Malcolm in the Middle lives in. While usually this scene would be eerie, creepy, and nauseating, in this moment, it isn't. I look around to see my friends. Even though I can't see the details of their faces, they're accompanying me. We're on an adventure. Lying dead for what appears to be quite some time on the kitchen table is a corpse of a man. And, naturally, we decide to play the game that I guess we've played since we're little. Let's put disgusting things in our mouths and see who quits first. Which, trust me, this is messed up, but it's not going to be that type of messed up. No eating flesh. My dreams have standards. Except for the ones that required me to eat flesh. Anyways, so we start looking in the pockets and on the person of the corpse dude to see what silly, gross things we can play this game with. One of our friends goes first, putting the contents of a bag of Cheez-Its they found in his pocket into his mouth, except these cheesy squares have been rotting for so long they are now a brown liquid. Our friend spits it out. Next, one of our friends puts a sock that the dead dude was wearing in his mouth. Again, he spits it out. Finally, me/one of my friends, the point of view transitions as this occurs, so it's kind of like we both do it simultaneously as one person, playing two-player split screen of Corpse Explorer, but we find a frog that had been living amongst the corpse guy and his house. I don't know how, but it's implied that this is the second time we've attempted to put this frog in our mouth. As me/my friend place this frog in our mouth, it becomes my friend that we're all watching, and it cuts to him explaining the outcome of this event. We're all sitting in my living room in my house, and he explains the natural conclusion of this event, which is, as soon as he placed the frog in his mouth, he began immediately shooting a volcano of sewage out of his wiener. And now we are laughing so hard, hanging out, just as the boys that we can't breathe to the conclusion of this story. Suddenly, a static, glitch-like effect takes place. Now I'm in the town I went to college in, walking around at nighttime with a buddy I grew up with. We're returning home after a fun night of drinking. A girl we also grew up with is walking a little bit ahead of us, and I'm talking about her to my friend, but ensuring I'm speaking in a volume that she can hear. I'm complimenting her and saying how well she's doing. We're proud of her, that I wish she recognized her potential and that she could change the world if she wanted to. She's smart and capable. I'm trying to cheer her up for some reason. My buddy I'm walking with puts his arm around my shoulder and turns me onto a different street to walk in another direction. He doesn't think now is the time for this. I wake up, drooling, confused, on the couch, head still pounding. Immediately, I recall that weird corpse dream and am horrified. What the hell was that? What was that all about? Whoa, what's going on here? Couch naps hit different, especially if you're not feeling 100%. Weird, dude. Weird. Yeah, as awful as that was, it actually did make me want to make a video about dreams because shit's wild. Quickly moving on, last dream. I'm in high school, and we're partying at this big 2-story house. We're in one of the boys' rooms, hanging out, smoking, vaping, there's beers, everything high schoolers like doing when they party. I don't know. Regardless, we're having an excellent time. The music is beautiful. We're having a ball. Suddenly, the door opens, and one of our high school security guards stood there looking in. Except, no longer was there a party, it's just me in a silent, pitch-black closet at the school. I had a lit cigarette in my hand. The security guard gave me a smirk, a look that showed I was screwed. I was in big, big trouble. As they turned to walk away, I knew I was bound to be expelled. I quickly exited the room, heart pounding. Oh no! What have I done? This is irredeemable. I started sprinting down a hallway, mind racing. No, this can't be real. There's no way this is happening. What will my parents say? I'm done for. Wait, go back. This can't be real. This must be a dream. Wake up. Wake up. Damn it, get out. As my mind turned to this thought, the students around me went from minding their business, going to their next class, to focusing on me. Wake up. Wake up. I hear the voices of the students, teachers, everyone. No. Hey, stop it. What are you doing? I turn and start running back down the hallway. Wake up. Wake up. The more I focus on waking up, the more panic begins to erupt nearby. I hear, hey, what are you doing? Someone stop him. I run into the main sprawled entrance into the building and fall to my knees. I can't get in trouble like this. This has to be a dream. Wake up. Wake up, please. Wake up. The panic continues to escalate. I hear screaming all around me. Stop. Please stop. People are crying, begging, stop. Don't you realize what you'll do to us? Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. All my focus is on awakening from this madness. I pinch myself and feel no pain. I squeeze my eyes tight as people rush around me trying to grab at me, trying to stop me from waking up. The world around me is beginning to crumble as I focus, people falling into the cracks that are opening up all around as I keep saying louder and louder, wake up, wake up. The screams around me are growing. I'm ripping the world around me apart, desperately trying to escape. It's maddening, my own chants completely drowned out by the screams. I feel hands clawing at me, trying to stop me. Wake up, wake up, wake! My eyes shoot open in my room, still hearing the screams of those who I've just destroyed as I force myself awake. It's over. It's over. I've awoken. And with that, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Dreams are a wild thing, and I love that I can experience entirely new worlds, stories, and bizarreness that I couldn't possibly experience in my normal day-to-day life. I can see worlds rise, fall, be spawned in, experience pain, love, and loss that add to the richness of my journey. Dreams. What an exceptional concept to be able to go into a sort of creative mode. I've had dreams that have been incredibly lucid and vivid, so detailed, sometimes lasting days, weeks. As weird and out of control as some of my adventures can be, I'm thankful that I get to experience them all. I actually had some more dreams I wanted to talk about, but I recognize how long this video is getting and how long it's going to take me to edit it all. Regardless, I love you, Bubba. You mean the world to me and plenty of others. I promise. I'm glad you're here. I hope you have a wonderful day today, and until next time, sleep well and sweet dreams.